Born Free. It's not just the name of a very old movie and a beautiful old song. It's also the name that the current generation of South Africans have given themselves, because this is the first generation of South Africans who have gone to the polls, who were born not under apartheid, but born in a liberated, in a free, in a new South Africa. And what a joy and what confidence they went to the polls. Born free. That is one of the messages of the Torah. To be born free is a great bracha. It's a great gift. And we know about it because the generation of Egypt were not born free. But the generation that came afterwards in the Midbar, in the wilderness, they were the generation that were born free. And our parasha tells us just about the beauty and value of being born free, as it were, because it says to us, Ukratim dror ba'aretz, proclaim liberty throughout the land. People who are slaves are not meant to be slaves forever. In fact, I would suggest to you that slavery, even though the Torah talks about it and hedges a lot of rules around it, slavery was something that the Torah did not want. It wanted us, if anything, to be servants of God, but not to be slaves, not to be enslaved to other people. There is a great difference between the generation who were born in the desert and the generation that were born in Egypt. For the generation that were born in Egypt, freedom for them was a great and beautiful gift, but it was also a burden. They complained about it. They kvetched about it. They wanted to return to Egypt, many of them, because freedom was hard. It was a burden of responsibility that they had not had while they were slaves in Egypt. When they were slaves in Egypt, everything was given to them. That is the nature of being a prisoner. You don't have to make decisions. You don't have to worry about where am I going to live, how am I going to live. So this generation struggled with freedom. The new generation embraced it. They took it for granted. And that was their challenge, was not to forget, to always remember that their parents and the generations before them had not had freedom. The word that is used for freedom in this parasha, in our parasha Bahar, is ukratem dror ba'aretz, proclaim liberty or freedom throughout the land. It's on the great Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, in the UK, and actually in Independence Park in Jerusalem as well. Proclaim liberty throughout the land. The word dror, says the Ramban, Nachmanides, is linked to the word dor. Dor vador, generation to generation. And maybe in that the Ramban was recognizing that for each generation, freedom means something different. For the generation of Egypt, it was different. For the generation of the Midbar, it was different. For the generation of South Africans born into apartheid and those who were born post-apartheid, it is different. For those of us who are fortunate to be born after the State of Israel, we also know we take that freedom for granted. For those who were born before the independence of Israel, don't take it so for granted. So there are different challenges that freedom poses to the different generations. This Sunday, we will be celebrating Yom Hatzmaut at Corfield Shul. We celebrated it as a community and as a nation during the past week. And we will say then, with joy and with confidence, proclaim liberty throughout the land. Freedom and independence to Israel is something, like South Africans, something that we enjoy, something that we savor, something that we don't take for granted. Shabbat Shalom.